What is up, you guys? I hope you are doing well. And as you can see, the part three of the Albuquerque trilogy is finally done. It's finally out into the world, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. And I once again apologize for the delay, for the wait. Um, and just a heads up, the video file for this episode somehow ended up getting corrupted, but the audio file thankfully remained perfectly intact. So, as a result, this is going to be an audio only video, apart from this separate message I'm recording, with some occasional photos and screenshots and stuff like that to supplement the various points being made. So, yeah, without further ado, without any further intro bullshitting, let's just get right to it. It's all good, man. What is up, guys? Welcome to the final installment of the Albuquerque Review Trilogy, the ultimate finale, where we are doing a tier list ranking of every Breaking Bad season, the El Camino movie, and every Better Call Saul season. This is going to be a pretty unique ranking and different from the other tier lists that we've done. Because since this franchise is just pitch perfect in my opinion, instead of having S, A, B, C, and D tiers, we're gonna have S, A, and B tiers. In this case, S means masterpiece. In this case, S means masterpiece, A means great, and B means least favorite, but still really good. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it. Starting with where it all began, the year 2008 with Breaking Bad season 1. And I'll let you go first.
Like you just said, you just put it perfectly. This show has no bad seasons. I don't even think it has a bad episode in all three projects that are in the Breaking Bad universe.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna start out with I think Breaking Bad season one is a great place to start out, just in the A tier. It's a solid. It's short. I think it's 7 episodes, maybe 8. It's not a full-fledged season like the other ones, but we get introduced to some great characters. Walter White might be the best fictional character that I have ever had a chance of witnessing on film and TV. Absolutely adore his character, and he's just such a fun person to watch. And this season is full of great cast of characters. Dean Norris is Hank, Betsy Brandt is Marie. You get introduced to Anna Gunn, Skylar White. Just such a great cast of characters, and they just capture some magic in those first 7 or 8 episodes of Breaking Bad season one. And I really love the season. It's short, it's sweet, and it hooks you in for the next season and for the rest of Breaking Bad. So I put it in the middle. It's an A tier. It's not S. It's not B, but it's right in the middle. It's solid TV.
I agree. Breaking Bad season 1 is probably my least favorite season of the show, but it's but the you know but the, you know but it's the I mean but it's still like really damn good and a really solid and a really great start and introduction to this world and these characters. I mean, yeah, I mean, we got just a phenomenal cast of characters. Walter White, I think is one of the best characters ever put to, and then like not just TV, but like fiction in general. We get introduced to a Tuco who is a great recurring character. Just so much great stuff happening, so much cool stuff introduced. Jesse of course, and yeah, it just does a really great job of really just like sucking you into this world. It's going in the B tier for me, but I still love it. I still think it's a fantastic piece of television.
For sure. Right on. Right on. It is fantastic. And
Yeah,
I hate putting it. I hate putting it. This whole show is flawless,
I know.
but it's so great. I tried to limit my S category to just peak of the shows. I try not to put too much in there, so I'm
Yeah,
excited for to
yeah. I
talk
mean,
about that.
oh yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay. Now we get to Breaking Bad season 2. This season does a great job of building off of the first season and setting the stage for season 3. The introductions to Gus, Mike, and Saul are great. The Jesse and Jane storyline is beyond tragic. The dynamic and growing tension between Walt and his family is really compelling. And the season like starts off slow, but then builds up to an epic ending. Because you can tell the writers are like still trying to figure out the tone of the show, and still like still ironing out the kinks. But it's still a really it's still a really solid season, and that I'm gonna put in the A tier. And I also love the recurring motif of like the debris everywhere, and the pink teddy bear, and we spend the whole season trying to guess like what event they're teasing and everything. And this season also has one of my favorite episodes of the entire show, 4 Days Out.
Yeah, yeah, I everything you said is pitch perfect. The season 2 of Breaking Bad introduces us to a crew of side characters that I never thought would turn into my favorite TV show of all time. I got the hat behind me, Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad season 2, I think is wonderful. However, I think I like it a little bit less than season 1. I'm actually going to put it in the B tier because I think season starts out really, really strong with the accumulation of the Tuco subplot from season 1,
Hmm.
because that season kind of starts with Tuco and excuse me, who Tuco and Hector with Walter and Jesse, and that's just such a fun plot line seeing Hector and Tuco interact, especially Tuco with Walter. Such a fun interactions, and actually Tuco was supposed to be in the whole season, but the actor didn't want to continue playing the role,
Hmm.
so they had to get Tuco out of the season early, and I think I can feel that a little bit. Especially you go from like the high of Tuco being that main protagonist or antagonist in the first 3-4 episodes, and then after that you have to kind of rebuild some hype. But it does rebuild the hype, like you said. It has a great ending, but it's just that middle ground there. It kind of loses some steam a little bit for me. Um, I think that is a something like that is what me and you benefit from with the binge model of Netflix. Me and you can just hit play,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
get back into the action. But if we were watching it week by week, I wonder how different it would be to watch it week by week compared to the binge model the way we did. But anyway, Breaking Bad season 2 is phenomenal. Every television show this television is, and I'm just going to put it a little bit below season 1. I'm gonna put it in the B tier.
All right. All right. Next up, we have Breaking Bad season 3. This season has a little bit of a slow start, but towards the back half, but towards the back half, it gets absolutely amazing. There's just so much incredible tension and drama. Walt's ego getting bigger, Walt's marriage dissolving once Skyler figures out that he's a drug dealer. The entire storyline with the two twins who are just scary as shit, and some of the best TV villains I've ever seen. You got Jesse you got Jesse trying to cook again. Mike and Gus you got Mike and Gus getting bigger and better roles this time around, and you know turning into some of the best characters in the entire franchise. And like with the previous season, this season ends on a spectacular note with Walt ordering Jesse to kill Gale. And apart from the apart from the slow first half, I have pretty much zero complaints about the season, and I'm putting it in the A tier.
Yeah. I hear everything you're saying. It's just the show is so wonderful. Yeah, I have hardly any complaints about this season as well. Maybe same thing you said. It starts a little slow, but that's because just the epic finale of season 2. They kind of gotta, just build the hype a little bit for season 3. But like you said, this season of television is unbelievable. We got 2 amazing back-to-back episodes, Half Measure and Full Measure.
Yes,
Oh my God, those
I love those.
episodes are just unbelievable television. And like you said, we get more screen time. Yeah, Jonathan Banks, Michael Ehrmantraut, just great characters that are just getting more and more screen time and becoming more and more characters of this universe. I have to agree with you. It is in the A tier. Wonderful television.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next up we have Breaking Bad season 4. This is probably my favorite season of the show. This season, the back half of season 3 and season 5 are where the show like really hits like masterpiece territory for me. I lo- the way that the rivalry between Walt, Jesse, and Gus heats up is awesome. I love the connection between that Mike and Jesse start to form. Every single storyline and performance is just flawless here in my opinion. Also the 3 episode run of Crawl Space, End Times, and Face Off that ends the season is nothing short of perfect. And Face Off has one of my favorite twist cliffhangers any piece of fiction ever, and I'm putting this season in the S tier.
Yeah, it is. You are exactly correct. Breaking Bad season 4 is honestly, from like you said, from the back half of season 3 all the way to the end. This show, you don't want to turn it off. It is the most binge-worthy show I've ever seen because it every episode hooks you for the next and the next and the next, and these characters keep getting into more interesting things. And like Crawl Space, Face Off, phenomenal episodes that just show you how powerful these actors are and how much you know charisma they have on the screen. Like there's a reason Bryan Cranston won 4 Emmys out of 5 seasons for the
Yep.
show. 4 out of 5 he won because of those episodes and how much talent and how much hard work he put into this show to play Walter White. And I think it's most apparent in Breaking Bad season 4. I think that's his best season as Walter White. He is unbelievable in this season. And like you said, Mike and Jesse got a great little side plot going on. And let's not forget, they gave Gus kind of a plot line here too in this season, with Gus is
Yeah.
taking his revenge on the cartel. It's just they gave these little side characters and turn and still give them great motivations, give them great stories of their own, and make each individual characters have great payoff too. It's just such unbelievable writing, unbelievable television, and I agree with you. It is in the S tier.
Yeah. All right, and now we have Breaking Bad season 5, the final season of Breaking Bad, and the season where Walt goes from goes from anti-hero, like that he's doing evil things, but there's still moments, where you're like kind of rooting for him. He goes from that to just like straight up evil, and this is a phenomenal ending to a phenomenal show. And one of the best seasons of any show ever, in my opinion. Every single story arc and character arc wrapped up in just the right way. The acting and writing are incredible. Vince Gilligan absolutely delivered. Um, I think the Ozymandias and Felina are two of the best episodes of TV ever, and this is one of the easiest S tiers I will ever give.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with you. Like I said, I think Bryan Cranston was the best in season 4. However, everything else is better than season 5. Season 5 is might be the best episode of television I've ever seen. I'm holding out on that for one thing later,
Hmm.
but it is unbelievably good. Everyone brings their A game here. They completely wrap up the story in a great way, and it's a show that doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah,
I don't know how Sony did not convince them to make another season. Vince Gilligan must have the strongest backbone
yeah,
in the planet because I know they were on their hands and knees begging him to make a 6th season of this show.
probably.
And he stuck to his guns and said, "No, the story ends here. It's where it's supposed to end." And he doing that created probably the best episode front to back of any show ever, just because of how complete it is and how it feels just like it feels like a vision from start to finish, and nothing gets in the way of that. And it is like you said, Ozymandias, your Say My Name, 51, Hazard Pay, all these episodes are the whole freaking second half of the season could all be on a top 10 list.
Yeah,
This is that great. It is might be the best episode of television I've ever seen. Like you said, easiest S tier of my life. I was the first one I put up here because Breaking Bad season 5 is unforgettable. And if you see it, you never forget about it. It is a great season.
yeah. Okay, and now we got the El Camino, and now we got El Camino, which was the Breaking Bad movie that dropped on Netflix in like 2018, 2019. Whether this was a whether this was a necessary entry in this franchise is debatable. But you know what? I don't care. This was still a really damn good movie. Aaron Paul gives a career best performance. And Jesse Plemons as Todd is just as creepy as he was in Breaking Bad season 5. Yeah, the various cameos and callbacks, and when it felt very well felt very well executed, and not forced. The cinematography and direction are amazing. Vince Gilligan did a great job translating this world from, well, not the small screen to the big screen, but like translating it from like TV to like a movie format. And like I mean this thing looks fantastic. And I'm really happy that we got some closure as to what happened to Jesse after the Breaking Bad finale, and that he got a happy ending after just all of the trauma and hell that character has been through. So I'm gonna put this in the A tier. I think this is really really good stuff.
Yeah, I'm in a little bit of agreement with you. I really love this film. I don't think what people that say it's not needed. Nah, whatever. It's a great piece of art. It's well done. Vince
Yeah.
Gilligan, removed himself from Better Call Saul to make this movie, and I think it was worth. Like it's a great film, and Aaron Paul is sensational in it. Jesse Plemons is sensational in it, and it has great action. Got a great score. It's got a good tight story. It goes
Mhm.
by quick. The pacing's well. Doesn't overstay its welcome, and I really like this movie. However, I think I'm still going to put it in the B tier because just comparing it to a couple other seasons of television I have in that group, I think it belongs more on the Breaking Bad season 2 and some other ones I have later on in the B tier. But it's still a great movie. Everything in this franchise is great. It's just I'm thinking it's more in the B tier than the A tier.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah. Now transitioning into Better Call Saul, starting off with season one. This was a really really solid beginning for the show, and like Breaking Bad, it is a bit of a slow burn, and it takes some time to get into it, but the ride is 1,000% worth it. See, seeing Jimmy's beginnings is really awesome. I love how I love how I love how they fleshed out Mike Ehrmantraut. Jimmy's relationship with Chuck is endlessly compelling. The acting is just fantastic all around, and overall, it's just a really solid start to a show to a show that would get even better as it would go on. And I'm gonna put this in the A tier.
Yeah, so I kind of want to talk a little bit about Better Call Saul before I get into my seasons. So like you, I'm sure, I finished Breaking Bad. I plopped on Better Call Saul as soon as it finished.
Hmm.
As soon as I did, watched one episode of Better Call Saul, then took about a 6 month break
Ah,
because I think I was just burned out and trying to start Better Call Saul right after Breaking Bad was a mistake. Shouldn't have done it. But I burned out. I took a 6 month break, and then I came back to Better Call Saul. Like you said, watched an episode, then watched the second one, and I got invested into this show more than I've ever been invested in anything in my life. Like even like the MCU, and I'm a ridiculous Marvel fan.
yeah.
I was so into Better Call Saul that I listened to the entire Insider podcast on Spotify,
Wow.
which has an episode for every episode of show, an
Nice.
hour plus podcast. I got so drawn into this show because of everything you just said. The acting is unbelievable. The cinematography is out of this world. They bumped up their game from Breaking Bad, and it's the
Yeah,
same
totally.
crew. You
Yeah.
can tell they have gotten better at their jobs throughout time, just as
Mhm.
people do. They get better at their jobs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cinematography is great. The writing is impeccable. When that final couple episodes when the reveal comes of the season,
Yeah.
it hits hard. I'm like,
Hmm.
this is just, and it's not like actiony. It's not, big blockbuster explosions. It's just intimate talking, and it has a feeling, and it is wonderful to watch. If you've seen Breaking Bad and you're hesitant to watch Better Call Saul because of the shift, like you said, it's a slow burn, but trust the process. Get into the characters, get into the world, and you will, like you said, you'll be in for the ride of your life. Better Call Saul season one is in the A tier, and I think it's close to the top of the A tier for me.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, now on to Better Call Saul season two, and this is probably my least favorite season of the show. Like to me, it's to me, it's just it's just not as memorable to me as the other seasons, but it's still really good. It's still really solid. I love the development of the rift between Jimmy and Chuck. Jimmy's antics and schemes are incredibly fun to watch. And I'm gonna put this in the B tier. Still really good, but just just not the season that it comes to the very top of my mind when it comes to thinking about the like best episodes and best moments of this show and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement here. As much of a Better Call Saul fanboy I am, this is probably the worst season of television out of both shows. I think, unfortunately, I don't think it's as high tier as the rest of them. Like you said, it's still great television. It's just this show kind of hits a stride in season one, and then they kind of backtrack a little bit at the start of this season. Actually, from the Insider podcast, they said that there originally was only supposed to be two seasons.
Wow,
So
really?
this was yeah. So that when they got renewed for a third season after the success of the first one, they had to change their plans for the second season.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's why I feel like there's a little bit of a not really it's not a pacing issue, but it feels like a tonal difference a little bit between season one and season two. Also, I'm not a fan of self-sabotage of characters. There's a whole subplot of that where Jimmy kind of sabotages himself. I'm people do things that they wouldn't do in real life.
Yeah.
It's just a little cringy. Um, I'm always not a fan of that in film and TV because it's kind of a trope. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
And then on the Mike side of things, it's honestly this whole season just kind of ramping up to when Gus comes back into the show.
Hmm.
That's all it feels like. It feels like we're just waiting, we're waiting to Gus to come back. So yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. It is probably my least favorite of the entire both shows, but still great television. I'm gonna put it in the B tier.
Okay, now we get to Better Call Saul season 3. I love how this season is basically just one long battle between Jimmy and Chuck. Similar to how Breaking Bad season 4 was all about Walt versus Gus. And I also really love the cartel stuff where Nacho starts getting wrapped up in this big scheme to take down Hector. And just a superbly written and acted season. The episode chicanery in particular is absolutely amazing. Chuck's reign of dominance and eventual downfall is compelling and tragic. And for me, this is going in the A tier.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you here. Um, Better Call Saul season three is phenomenal. It honestly, it is phenomenal. It is a battle from, like you said, from Jimmy, from Chuck for the entire time, and it hits a peak at the episode Chicanery, and that is the best written television show I've ever seen. There's memes about it to this day, and
He defecated through a sunroof.
there is yes, there is reasons that exist because it is such good writing that has like I said earlier from season one. It's not big action. It's not things exploding. Nobody's getting shot like in Breaking Bad. It is just hardcore dialogue and emotion, and it has just as much weight, if not more, than the stuff in Breaking Bad because of how connected you are to these characters. And
Yeah,
the
totally.
battle, when Chuck goes crazy, it is unbelievably good television. Their relationship, Jimmy and Chuck's relationship, is unforgettable. And even Kim starts to hit her stride here. We got to talk about Kim.
Oh
Ray
yeah.
Seahorn is unbelievable in this show, and not having an Emmy to her name is a hardcore offense because
I
she
know.
is unbelievable in these shows, and she really starts to pick it up here. And Kim Wexler might be my favorite character in all of Breaking Bad slash Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
She
me
is
yeah, yeah, me too, man. Yeah.
unbelievable, and
Yeah,
the more we get into this show, the better she's gonna get, and unbelievable.
I know,
So yeah,
yeah.
Better Call Saul season three is the top of A tier for me. The If I had to move one to the S tier, it would be this season.
Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah, Kim and Mike are my favorite characters in the entire franchise.
Respect it, respect it.
Yeah. All right, now we have Better Call Saul season 4. The main things that stand out about the season to me are the really cool underground lab storyline, where we get to see like the origins of Gus's lab, the Walt and Jesse the Walt and Jesse eventually go to work in, and the characters dealing with the aftermath of Chuck's death in season 3. This entire season is so damn good. But those are probably my favorite aspects of it story wise. The finale episode winner is also fantastic. Is also fantastic. And one of the best episodes of the show. And it's great in how it shows Jimmy just fully transforming into Saul Goodman. I love the episodes where Jimmy is pulling these various schemes while working as a cell phone salesman for criminals, and this is just a really damn good and compelling season that continues the upward momentum that this series is going on, and yeah, this going in the A tier for me.
Yeah, you everything you're saying is perfect. This season is my favorite season of all these shows, season four. For everything you said, this season to me combines everything that's great about this show originally and its original cast of characters, and it shows us how great this show is because it's a spinoff.
Hmm.
Like I think halfway through the show, we're like, "Holy shit, Better Call Saul is awesome." It's not even like it doesn't even you don't even think about Breaking Bad through it half the time.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, they bring out this undergrad lab story where Mike is building the lab that Walter White will eventually cook meth in, and all of this stuff just it comes together so perfectly, and it reminds you that they are playing with fire here, and they're succeeding because they're messing with the holy trinity of Breaking Bad, and they're increasing it. They're making it better by having this detail into it, and just everything you said is perfect. The underground lab storyline is perfect. The my Jimmy becoming Saul Goodman is to me the most emotional plot line of this whole show, especially that ending episode winner. My favorite episode of the whole show. Especially that ending scene. It makes me like tear up every time thinking and talking about it because it's just such
Yeah.
well written and you're so invested in these characters and and that's another thing about how great this is a spinoff because you know where Jimmy becomes in Breaking Bad. So to see him go down this route, kind of heartbreaking in a way. And we're
Hmm.
really starting to see it in season four, and we get more of that later on. But yeah, season four is my favorite television or my favorite season of television out of all these shows, and it's in the S tier for me.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now the penultimate season. Now the penultimate season, Better Call Saul season five. This is the season where Jimmy McGill fully becomes Saul Goodman, embraces that persona, and every single moment of it of the season is gripping, engaging, heartbreaking, and suspenseful. Lalo Sal, like Lalo Salamanca makes for a phenomenal antagonist. The things that Jimmy and Kim go through together are incredibly intense, and their evolving dynamic is great. The way it sets up things to come in in the final season is fantastic. Episode episodes like Wexler v. Goodman and Bagman are true highlights, and this is just a damn great season of television that I and probably and it might be my favorite season of the show. If like I had to pick a favorite of the show, this is a phenomenal season that I'm putting in the S tier.
Yeah, man, I'm in complete agreement with you. Better Call Saul hits this stride. I think it hits the stride from season one, but it just like Breaking Bad, season three, four, five, six, they get better and better and better, and it's just such engaging television. Like you said, Bagman, Wexler v. Goodman, something stupid. These episodes are unbelievably good that really capture, um, your, I guess your compassion for these characters, and you
Yeah.
really want to keep watching them because of all the um, feeling you have for them. And I am just really obsessed with these characters, and especially when you mentioned Lalo Salamanca, who might be the best introduction of this show, best new character. Lalo Salamanca makes for a great villain, and he has a lot to do in the future episodes. However, in season five, he really is the highlight of the show, and I think, especially like you're the guy for that episode,
Hmm.
unbelievable television between the chemistry between Jimmy and Lalo. It just makes for impeccable season of television. And I agree with you. It is also in the S tier. Better Call Saul season five.
All right, now we have the final season, Better Call Saul season six. This season was just a perfect, intense, beautiful, and satisfying conclusion to both the Better Call Saul saga and the Breaking Bad universe. At least at least for now. We'll see how Vince Gilligan feels. The way that the show switches from the black and white scenes to the in color to the in color ones is genius. The writing and character development are fantastic. and I really don't have much to say here other than that this season is amazing. This season is amazing. The show is amazing. The um the three episode the 3 episode run in this season of plan I forget the order, but of point and shoot, plan and execution, and fun and games. Like that 3 episode run is absolutely incredible. And the way the Saul and Kim's the way the Saul and Kim's relationship just fizzles out is absolutely heartbreaking. Uh, this season is some of the best television I've ever seen, and and like we've talked about before, like we've talked about like we've talked about before, the fact that not just this season, but this show has not won a single Emmy is just a disgrace in my opinion. This season is amazing. This show is amazing, and yet another easy S tier.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with everything you said. Um, Better Call Saul not winning an Emmy is the biggest travesty of entertainment that
Yeah.
since I've been keeping up with it in the last 4 years, probably
Mhm.
ever. This show is phenomenal, and I think honestly, what it has to do is people or the voters were just tired of giving it to Breaking Bad
Oh,
because I guess it's technically a spinoff. That's the only thing I can think of. For it to not get any Emmys, like even the technical ones, like cinematography, like what are we doing?
yeah. Yeah,
Not
it's
one
a
season
Yeah,
of Better Call Saul.
it's incredible. Like you said, it's the exact same crew as Breaking Bad, but like really up in their game. Not just in terms of their own personal skill, but also the updated technology we have with the cameras and lighting and all that. And like this guy, this is one of the most it's one of the most like cinematic looking shows that I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I mean, how do you take Breaking Bad that won like 16, 17, 18 Emmys? I can't remember the exact number. And then Better Call Saul wins zero.
I
And
know.
they're the same freaking crew.
Yeah, yeah, same
Whatever.
crew, same writers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, makes no sense. But anyway, Better Call Saul season 6, like you said, is um probably maybe the best 10 hours. Somewhere in there is probably the best 10 hours of my life at some point.
Mhm.
This show has the best characters, the best writing, the best cinematography, and like you said, that 3 episode stretch, plan and execution, point and shoot, fun and games, is the best 3 episodes of television in a row, like that I have ever seen in my entire life, probably will ever see in my entire life. It is something special to view that on the first time, and I wish I could do it again. I
Mhm.
can't wait till I'm waiting a long time to do a rewatch because I want to try to clear my brain. I cannot wait to see it again.
Yeah, me too.
Um, and it's amazing. This season's so amazing because of about halfway through the season, you go post Breaking Bad, and that could go a lot of different ways. But they wrapped it up perfectly. They still, in those post Breaking Bad episodes, were connecting themes, connecting ideas to the Better Call Saul show you've been watching this whole time. So if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you're gonna love the second half of the season because they give you more of that world, but they also give you more of the world you've been watching for months and how great Better Call Saul is as a regular show, as a spinoff, and as a legacy sequel in ways to Breaking Bad. It does have its payoffs to the end of Breaking Bad. Um, and this world, this universe, I guess we could call it, is probably my favorite film or TV world that there is at this point because of how
Yeah.
obsessed I got with Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad is top tier,
Mhm.
and El Camino is wonderful. I want to get a poster for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you said, Better Call Saul season 6 is an easy S tier. I don't want to talk too much about season 6 because it's so hard not to without spoilers, and that's where the good stuff comes in. But I can't, I don't want to talk spoilers because I don't spoil Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
People got to watch that for themselves.
Yeah, totally. I agree. Yeah.